Hi there and welcome back. I am on page 45 of the student work text and we are looking at interest problems today. So let me first of all give you the definition of interest. Interest is a charge paid on an original principal. So if you borrow money, you have to pay interest. It's the charge paid to borrow that original amount. If you have a savings account, the bank pays you interest because they get to keep your money and use your money. So that is the charge they pay on your original principal. And here's the math rule. This is the interest formula, and there's quite a bit here that we need to make sure we cover. The formula is I equals PRT, where I is interest, P is principal, R is a rate as a decimal, T is time in years. The rate must be a decimal, and the time must be in terms of years. And just to remind you here, I've given you the yearly equivalents: 12 months, 52 weeks, and 365 days if it's not a leap year. Technically, it's 365 and 1/4 days, but we'll just go with the 365. So let me show you how to use this formula. And I've set up these little boxes for you because I think that's very helpful to help you remember where to start with interest. I have $5,000 in a savings account, sorry about that typo, that pays 2% annual interest. How much simple interest would I earn in 3 years? So the question is, how much simple interest would I earn? And here are the parts of the formula. You've got $5,000, you've got 2%, and you've got 3 years. And we're not compounding. Compounding is not simple interest. If you compound, you're taking every day or every week, and whatever money has been added to the account, you're paying interest on that too. So I'm just showing you simple interest. If you go on to college, you'll learn the formula for compounding, and it's not bad. It's just something that I don't think we need to get into right now. So here's what I need to do. I need to take the pieces that I have marked and put them into my little variable box here. The $5,000, that's the lump sum. That's principal. That's probably the easiest one to spot. It's a big sum of money. 2% is the rate, but I have to have that as a decimal. I can't work with it as a percent. And that's why we spent time learning how to change those into decimals and percents. Time is 3. It must be years, and it already is, so we're good to go. And you and I are about to find this information right here, the interest. So here's the formula. Remember, I gave you the recipe. I equals PRT. So you write that down. We don't know I, so we're going to leave I alone. Put a pocket, parentheses pocket, for the other 3 variables. Principal is P, rate as a decimal, and time in years. So all I've done is fill in the variables in the correct pocket. Then with your calculator, we're going to multiply. 5,000 times 0.02 times 3 equals $300. So the simple interest for this transaction is $300. And that's how you do it. Each problem, you'll have to find the pieces, then you put your formula in, and then you're good to go. Okay, here's another one. I have $8,500 in a savings account that pays 3% annual interest. How much simple interest would I earn in 6 months if this is not compounded? So again, let's plug in our pieces that we know. The lump sum is principal. The rate is 3%, but we can't work with that. We have to change it into its equal. Remember, it has a twin brother that's the same value. 6 months, I need that to be in terms of years. So I'm going to say 6. And let me go back here. There are 12 months in 1 year. So I'm going to use the fraction 6/12. That's very important. If you put a 6 in here for time, you're saying 6 years. And that's not at all what we want to say. So this is critical in this problem. And again, we're not compounding. We're just doing simple interest. So I equals PRT. And you and I are looking for I. So we have I, pocket, pocket, pocket. 8,500 is principal. Rate is 0.03. And time is 6/12. And your calculator will handle that, guys. It'll do it as a fraction. So 8,500 times 0.03 times 6 ABC12 equals 127.5. So that's $127.50 in the interest column. Same process. We just have to put in our correct numbers in the correct spaces. Okay, this one's a little bit different story, but the process is going to be the same. I owe $2,600 on a credit card that charges 9.95% annual interest. How much simple interest will I owe in 1 year? So all of the pieces are here. We just have to identify them. This is your lump sum. Be careful here. 9.95%. I'm going to erase this, but let me show you up close how this works. Remember to change your your percent to a decimal. You're going to move 1, 2. So what we're looking at here, I'm going to have to erase this, guys, I'm sorry, is 0.0995. And when I was in school, that gave me fits. Let me do it one more time for you. The rate is 9.95%. So I'm going to say 1, 2. So I add a 0. And that's the rate that I'm going to use in my formula. 1 year, as long as it's years, we're fine. We just put a 1 there. So interest equals principal times rate times time. 2,600 times that ugly rate. And I do realize that it's an ugly one, times 1. So 2,600 times 0.0995 times 1 is 258.7. So you add the 0 and you have your simple interest, $258.70. cents. Again, that's the missing piece that we're trying to find. And finally, I bought a TV that cost $750. The finance charge is 6.9%. What are the monthly payments if I financed for 1 year? Now be careful here, guys. This is a little bit different. It doesn't say what is the simple interest. So I can't just highlight this. That's not what we're looking for. But let's go with what we have. So we know principal is $750. We know the finance charge, that's 6.9%. So we're going to say 1, 2. So we have 0.069. And I'll tell you what, let me bring that. I'm going to leave that in here just in case you need to look back at that. Okay, monthly payments financed for 1 year. So time is 1 year. So interest equals PRT. Interest equals 750 times 0.069 times 1. So 750 times 0.069 times 1 is 5175. So in order to purchase this TV, I had to pay the $750 and I had to pay the interest. So I had to pay both of these back. So my next step is to add those together. I'm going to take my interest, my finance charge, plus the cost of the TV, and we're going to add those to see how much we owe. So $801.75. And we want to pay that all at one time? No. We want to split that over months for 1 year. So that's 12 months. 801.75 divided by 12 is 66.8125. So we're going to say about $66.81 per month. So if you are looking to buy something on credit, this is a good skill to know. Okay, I want you to stop your video and go ahead and try assignment 10 for me. This is calculate simple interest and payback for each. So I've given you 5 problems, but they each have 2 answers. And I will see you in the next clip to show you how to work those.